And my question is regarding oneness again. And it's about, because I feel like coming back to the first day, your meditations started with oneness. And I so love this, just the idea, and I really want to feel and believe it. I believe it already, but I want to really deeply experience it. And sometimes my mind says, well, this is just an assumption because I cannot know. Like when you were talking to the woman on the other side, you were saying, well, can you feel that you are? And she said, yes, I am. And you were elaborating that the only thing that being could say if it were talking is I am. So I see the similarity, but I still struggle to really experience oneness.
Okay, but you feel that it's intellectual for you, that the fact that there is only one, because what you seem to experience is many. So this idea of oneness, although you understand it, you love it, you resonate with it, it seems to conflict with your experience. Would you agree that all you ever know is the knowing of your experience?
Yeah.
Would you agree that all you have ever known or could ever know is the knowing of your experience? In other words, knowing is the only substance present in your experience.
Yes.
Would you agree that the only thing that anybody does experience, could ever experience, or has ever experienced is knowing? Would you agree that God, whatever God is, if God knows anything, its experience would only be made of knowing? Please say yes.
I think so, yeah.
Because everything it knows must be made of knowing.
Yeah.
In other words, knowing is the only substance that has or could or will ever be known.
But how
hang on, hold on. Yeah. So, and we're talking from experience now. We're not being abstract and theoretical. We're talking about our experience. Knowing is the only substance that anyone has ever found. Or if that, and knowing is one. Knowing is one thing. It's one substance.
I don't quite get what you mean by that.
Well, knowing is, if we can refer to it as a substance, it's one thing. It appears as many things, but it's one thing. Pure knowing, pure experiencing. It's one thing. It's not a thing, of course. Is that not clear to you?
I think that's not clear to me. Yes, because
but
wouldn't it be possible that everything I'm experiencing is knowing? I totally get that. But I don't experience what you are experiencing, and I know that it's knowing as well. So why wouldn't it be possible, in theory, that there's two?
But because there is a limitation to your finite mind, and that limitation of your finite mind prevents all the experiencing that is taking place in reality from taking place in your finite mind. You can only see the contents of this room at the moment. You can't see the contents of your kitchen in Germany, yeah? Does that imply the space in this room and the space in your kitchen in Germany are two separate spaces? No, they're the same space. You can't see the contents of your kitchen in Germany, but just because you can't see the contents of the kitchen in Germany doesn't mean it's a separate space from this. It's just due to the limitations of your mind. It's the same. I can't see your thoughts now. I can't see any of your thoughts now. That's like not being able to see the contents of all of your kitchens. But does that imply that the space in which your thoughts are appearing is different from the space in which my thoughts are appearing? No, that's just faulty reasoning. It's just an assumption. Because the objects in your kitchen in Germany, because we cannot see them, therefore this space must be limited. And we can't get outside this limited space. That's why I can't see the objects in your kitchen. It's just a mistake. It's just a simplistic mistake we've made.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, good. So now go back. Now that objection your barrier to oneness in your mind has been dissolved through understanding. Let's go back to where we were before, that knowing is the only substance. The content of knowing is limited, but that tells us nothing about the nature of knowing. Go back now that objection has been erased. Go back to the substance, knowing. It's the only substance that has ever been known. And it's one substance. Yeah? So why do you have so much difficulty with the idea of oneness, if oneness is actually your experience? You should have a difficulty with the idea of multiplicity and diversity, because nobody has ever experienced more than one thing. The only thing which is not a thing that anybody has or could ever experience is just pure knowing. It's like watching a screen. The only thing that anybody has ever seen whilst watching a movie is a screen.
Yeah.
There's nothing there apart from the screen. You don't see 10,000 things. You should have a problem with multiplicity, not with unity. But because our culture is just founded on the evidence of sense perception, we believe that the evidence of sense perception is real, that there are 10,000 things and they're all made of something outside the mind, made of matter. This is just the fundamental erroneous presumption that our world culture is founded on.
Yeah, I think...
But trust your experience. Don't trust me. Trust your experience. All I'm trying to do is to show you, to help you to see that in your experience, you already actually only experience one thing. I'm trying to help you see that for yourself. I don't want you to believe it. I want you to know it for yourself. And then I want you to encourage you to lead a life that is consistent with that experience.
Yeah, I think it needs some discovering to really deeply...
It needs, you need to go, but that's what we do here. That's why it's true, I do make statements about the nature of reality, but I don't want you to believe. If you had a choice, if I had to encourage you either to believe or not believe what I said, I would honestly, genuinely encourage you not to believe what I say, to accept it, the possibility of it. You wouldn't be here if you were not interested in the possibility of it. But I don't want to give you facts about the nature of reality. I want to give you pathways, tools, whereby you can explore it for yourself and come to your own conviction. Yes, I have only ever known one thing, and I am that one thing, because I'm not apart from knowing. I'm not an entity apart from knowing that knows that there is only knowing. I am that knowing that knows that there is only knowing. I want you to know that for yourself, and then think, okay, what would it mean? What does that mean for my interior life? What does that mean for my thoughts and feelings? And what does that mean for my activities and relationships? What are the implications of this understanding?
Just to recap for 1 second so that I understood it correctly. I'm going via the path of knowing more and more deeply and see that everything is knowing, instead of, I think that's where I got the wrong direction in the first place. I think hearing the term oneness, I assumed there would be some kind of feeling of actually feeling, like, for example, one with you in a perceiving sense,
no,
but
not
that's
in
not
a perceiving sense.
No,
It's not the illusion of separation that disappears. It's the belief in separation that disappears. The illusion of separation, the illusion of multiplicity and diversity continues. But our understanding overrides that illusion. Our understanding overrides the apparent evidence of sense perception. Sense perception continues to tell us that the earth is flat. It continues to tell us that the sun rises in the morning and goes all the way around the earth and sets in the evening. So sense perceptions continue to mislead us. We just simply no longer believe them. Sense perception continues to tell us there are many people sitting in this room. No, there are not many people sitting. There's one infinite being present here, appearing, when we look at it through the filter of sense perception, as many people sitting here in time and space. That appearance continues. We no longer believe it, and we no longer live our life based on the presumption of separation, where our understanding of unity overrides the presumption of separation and infuses the apparent separation of the world with this feeling of oneness. And in practice, that means it infuses it with peace and love and creativity.
That's beautiful. Thank you.